The silence in the apartment was a canvas stretched too tight, ready to tear at the slightest brushstroke. Where there had once been the warmth of shared laughter and the symphony of two lives intertwining, there was now only the echo of my solitary footsteps. I could still smell the faint trace of Michael's cologne, mingling with the ghost of dinners we'd never share again. The life we built in the heart of Boston was now just a memory palace. Anna, wandered alone, its halls filled with whispers of what used to be. In the dim glow of the gym's locker room, the silence was broken by the muted sounds of the city beyond, sirens in the distance, the muffled rhythm of music from a passing car. It was here, amidst the scent of antiseptic and sweat, that I found an unlikely sanctuary. Maria, with her firecracker energy and boundless optimism, often sat beside me, her laughter a bright thread in the tapestry of our shared space. Yet today, her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. It was a mask, I realized, that she wore as deftly as the bright spandex that clung to her like a second skin. Eliza was more a shadow, her presence felt more in the weight of her gaze than in the volume of her words. Her eyes, when they met mine in the mirror, held stories that spilled over without a single syllable spoken. She was the stoic sentinel of our trio, her strength not in the weights she lifted but in the burdens she carried with such quiet dignity. In the silence of that room, we each grappled with our own specters, mine, a love lost, Maria's, a battle for her child's future, Eliza's, a war for her identity. Yet in the sharing of that silent space, our solitary journeys began to weave together, forming the fabric of a story much greater than our own. The gym echoed with the clank of metal and the rhythmic thud of punching bags, a cacophony that was the heartbeat of our makeshift family. It was a refuge, a temple to the strength we sought and the weaknesses we fought to overcome. The camaraderie here was not forged in easy victories, but in the shared sweat and grime of our labors. I watched Maria from across the gym floor, her face contorted with the strain of the deadlift, each heave a battle cry. She dropped the weights with a clatter that cut through the drone of exertion, her chest heaving, a triumphant smile breaking through. It was then, as we gathered to restack the weights, that her fortress crumbled. The call from her son's school had been a missile that breached her walls, and as she spoke of the challenges of raising a bright boy in a world that seemed to set him up for failure, her usual vibrancy dimmed. Eliza joined us, her own workout forgotten, and in the solidarity of our circle, she too revealed the cracks in her armor. A family that could not understand her, a world that tried to mold her into shapes she could never fit. Her confessions were not cries for help but a sharing of her truth, an offering to the trust we'd built. We worked through the night, cleaning for extra cash, but what we were really doing was laying the groundwork for our recovery. The gym was our forge, and we were the metals being shaped and strengthened, not just by the weights but by the stories we shared and the support we offered one another. Our routines at HealthWorks became rituals, each repetition a step in our dance of defiance against life's relentless push. The gym's beat was unforgiving, unyielding iron and the slap of rope against the floor, but within its cadence, we found a harmony. Sam's voice cut through the din, a conductor orchestrating our movements, transforming our dissonant struggles into a symphony of effort. Maria's story unwound with each curl and press, tales of a life spent dodging the curveballs thrown by fate. Eliza, too, moved to the rhythm of her own battles, her lithe form a testament to a strength honed through years of silent confrontations and quiet victories. It was during an impromptu after-hours dance session, as we moved to the music pulsing from Sam's old boombox, that the walls we built around ourselves began to crumble. Maria's moves were carefree, her laughter genuine, as she taught her son to pop and lock, a playful contrast to the serious nature of her daily life. Eliza swayed with a grace that belied the depth of her inner turmoil, her movements a silent language expressing what words could not. Our shared laughter echoed off the gym's walls, a reminder that within this space we had created a refuge where we could shed our protective layers and simply be. As the competition neared, the shadows of our lives seemed to stretch further, threatening to engulf the light we had found in each other. Maria's job was on the line, the risk of loss casting a pall over her usual bright demeanor. Eliza faced down her family's judgment, their words a chilling wind against the warmth we had cultivated. Our shared trials coalesced into a palpable force, as tangible as the weights we lifted. Every drop of sweat, every strained breath was a testament to our solidarity. We grappled with the gravity of our circumstances, finding solace in the shared burden of our silent struggles. The gym, once a mere backdrop for physical exertion, had become the arena where we faced our deepest fears. In the shadowed corners of the locker room, we held each other up, our whispered words a litany against despair. The gym's lights seemed to burn brighter as we rallied around Maria, drafting resumes between sets, and around Eliza, crafting responses to her family's narrow views with each punch thrown into the bag. We were more than a team, we were a sisterhood, bound by the belief that the dawn was just beyond the horizon, waiting for us to rise. Competition day arrived with the weight of our collective anxieties. The gym teemed with energy, each competitor wrapped in their cocoon of concentration. But for us, the day was not just about the medals to be won, it was about the mountains we had climbed to get here. Maria stood by my side, her presence a grounding force as I approached the platform. Eliza's calm gaze from the crowd was a silent beacon of encouragement. The weight felt immense in my grip, a physical manifestation of the hardships we had faced. Yet, as I lifted, I felt the load lighten, bolstered by the strength of our unity. With each successful lift, a piece of our shared struggle lifted. The cheers that erupted as I completed my final set were not just for the numbers scored, but for the barriers we had broken. We had each walked through fire to stand here, and as we embraced, the medals around our necks were secondary to the victory we had already claimed over our fears. The seasons turned, and with them, our lives unfurled toward new horizons. The streets of Boston blossomed into life, echoing the renewal we felt within. The dance studio, once a place of solace for my solitary heart, now thrummed with the energy of our trio. Maria's son watched, eyes wide with wonder, as his mother moved with a confidence that spoke of new beginnings. Eliza's dance was a visual anthem of self-acceptance, her every step a declaration of her right to be. Our dances were stories in motion, tales of what we had endured and dreams of what lay ahead. We moved not just to the rhythm of the music, but to the beat of our transformed hearts, each pulse a note in the melody of tomorrow, a melody that sang of hope, of strength, and of the enduring power of friendship.